Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. I'm so glad you're joining us because, look, there is this massive, almost entirely invisible paradigm shift happening right under our noses right now. If you're anywhere in the world of school leadership, admissions, or marketing, you already know how absolutely crucial it is to connect with the right families. But here's the thing. The way those families are actually finding, evaluating, and ultimately choosing schools today, it's fundamentally changed. Today, we're diving into some incredibly eye-opening insights from Meg Trezise. She's got over 2 decades in early childhood education and founded the Enroll and Shine program. And she just published this brilliant breakdown of how Google's new AI-powered search is basically rewriting the entire enrollment playbook. So, settle in, maybe grab a notebook, and let's decode exactly what you need to know to stay visible in this totally new era. Okay, so let's jump right in by looking at how things used to be versus how they are literally right now. Just a couple of years ago, a parent's search journey almost always kicked off with a super simple keyword stuffed phrase, something like Montessori school near me, right? And from there, that parent had to click through maybe half a dozen websites, manually compare the programs, dig around for reviews, and basically do all the heavy lifting themselves to figure out who to even tour. But today, that exact same parent is typing, or honestly just speaking, these highly specific conversational prompts right into their phone. They're asking things like, what Montessori schools near me have great reviews, support neurodivergent learners, and offer full-day programs? I mean, wow, the prompt is so much richer, it's nuanced, and it demands a fully synthesized answer. And the wild part is, Google's AI is increasingly just handing them that complete answer right there on the search page, way before they ever click a single link. Which brings us to Section 1, the new search paradigm. This really gets the heart of the shift. For decades, the old model basically treated Google like a directory. It was a digital phone book. You gave it a couple of keywords, and it handed you a list of links. You were the researcher. But now, AI is acting as a research assistant. Instead of just pointing out where the info might live, AI search is actively scouring the entire web, pulling together all these scattered pieces of information, finding the patterns, and just giving you a customized answer. Parents can even ask detailed follow-up questions in total natural language and get tailored recommendations back. The AI is doing all the research for them. And what that means for you is that a school's visibility isn't just about tricking someone into clicking a link to your website anymore. Let's move into Section 2, beyond traditional SEO. This is the new reality where just having a pretty website isn't going to cut it. Whenever I talk with school leaders, there's this immediate assumption that online visibility just means tweaking your website and doing some traditional SEO. And sure, your website absolutely still matters, but what AI is actually looking at is drastically wider than that. It's evaluating your entire online footprint. It's reading your Google business profile. It's scanning every local directory listing it can find. It's parsing through parent testimonials spread across totally different platforms. And crucially, it's looking for consistency across the whole internet. It's hunting for wide-reaching trust signals so it can build a complete, accurate profile of exactly who you are. I want to pause on this quote from the source material for a second because, honestly, it's incredibly powerful. In many cases, AI has a better understanding of your school's reputation than a parent who lands on your website for the first time. Just let that sink in. A parent on your homepage, they only see exactly what you curated for them. But the AI sees everything. It's instantly synthesized years of data, reviews, and random mentions from all over the web. Because of this, schools that have built a broad, genuinely strong foundation of online trust signals, they're going to consistently outshine the schools that just dumped all their effort into website SEO alone. So I want you to just sit with this slightly intimidating but absolutely vital question for a moment. If a prospective parent pulled out their phone right this second and asked AI about your school, what exactly is it going to say? Because here's the thing, the AI genuinely wants to give that parent a great, helpful answer. It's actively trying to figure out things like, what makes your program unique? What is your specific approach to education? What do your current parents love the absolute most about your community? But, and this is a big but, AI can only synthesize the data that actually exists out there. If your school has a super thin digital footprint, or if you haven't been actively gathering feedback out in the digital world, the AI is literally starved for data. It won't have the context it needs to answer those nuanced questions. And if it can't answer them, guess what? It's definitely not going to recommend you.
All right, Section 3, the power of reviews. The absolute best tool you already have to feed this new AI engine. Now, for years, we've always thought of reviews purely as human-to-human trust signals, right? Parents read them to feel good about their choices. And yeah, that is still totally true. but their function has expanded in a massive way. Today, reviews actually help the AI make sense of your school. Literally, every single review tells a story to the AI. They act as these vital little data points that reveal what families actually value about you, where your true strengths are, and what the daily experience feels like in your community. If you've only got a handful of reviews, or if your last one was, 3 years ago, there's just not much there for the AI to chew on. Having active, authentic parent feedback, that is hands down your strongest visibility asset right now.
Which perfectly brings us to this critical new term that the Enroll and Shine program coined, AI visibility. We really need to shift our mindset away from just website visibility and embrace this concept instead. AI visibility is the total strength of your collective signals. So that's your reviews, your online reputation, directory listings, and how consistent your profile is everywhere. It's what AI and search engines rely on to actually understand and confidently recommend your school. It's all about making sure your unique story and your philosophy are just undeniably clear to the machines that are doing the recommending. Okay, Section 4, building your AI visibility. Let's take all this theory and turn it into a playbook you can use right away. Here is your fast, actionable action plan to make your school super easy for AI to understand. Step 1, go update your Google business profile. Make sure your hours and descriptions are totally current. Step 2, make collecting reviews a consistent, normal part of your parent communication. Don't be shy about it. Step 3, proactively share those amazing parent testimonials across all your platforms. Step 4, and this is a big one, keep your core info like your address and phone number perfectly accurate across every single web directory. Step 5, publish really clear content that deeply explains your programs. Like I said earlier, give the AI some meat to chew on. And finally, Step 6, take a school visibility assessment to benchmark exactly where you're starting from. I really love this takeaway from the source material. The rules haven't disappeared, they've changed. And I want to use that to reassure you for a second. Nothing in that playbook we just went over is some wild, totally alien marketing tactic. We've literally been talking about reviews and directories for over a decade. But the urgency and just the supreme importance of actually executing them, that has completely transformed. You aren't having to learn a totally new language here. You're just waking up to the fact that your audience is now a highly intelligent AI assistant, right alongside the parents. And that leads us to the ultimate takeaway here. Search engines are becoming recommendation engines. Google isn't just playing neutral matchmaker to help families find your website URL anymore. By scraping all this data, analyzing the sentiment in your reviews, and directly answering what parents ask, it's actively making a decision on whether to recommend your school or the one 3 blocks down the street. The schools that recognize this and adapt right now, the ones that actively build undeniable trust, credibility, and true AI visibility, those are the ones that are going to absolutely thrive. Which leaves us with this final thought to chew on. The big question for school leaders is no longer just, can families find your school? The real question for this new era is, when families ask AI for recommendations, does your school even show up? I want to challenge you to take a really hard look at your digital footprint this week. Start working through that 6-step plan, build that critical online trust, and make absolutely sure that your amazing school is the one that AI enthusiastically recommends tomorrow. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, keep adapting, and we'll catch you next time.